I'm gonna give you 5 forever dividend stocks that is gonna make you rich. There is a few stocks out there that I consider being forever dividend stocks, and these are basically companies that have shown their ability to generate high amounts of cash flow, have consistent results, strong management teams, and a really strong brand. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 of these companies. And it doesn't matter if you're a new investor or an experienced investor, then this video is going to be for you. But before we get to it, then in case you're new to the channel, then my name is Casper, and here we strictly talk about investing and personal finance. So if you like investing and you want to retire early, well then press that subscribe button below. And also guys, please leave a comment below and tell me if you have any stocks in your portfolio that you plan on holding for a long time. But let's move to forever dividend stock number 1. And that is going to be Microsoft, ticker symbol MSFT. And this is actually the largest company out there with a market cap of more than $3 trillion. And over the last 10 years, then they have given investors a return of almost 1000%. And as you most likely know, then it is a massive technology company with extremely high in demand products like Microsoft Office, cloud services, computers, AI systems, and much more. And in terms of actually returning money back to shareholders, then Microsoft has done it in a number of different ways, not only through dividends, but also through strong amounts of share buybacks. But let's just focus a bit on the dividends. However, keep in mind that nobody actually invests in Microsoft based on the dividends, but for the price appreciation. And Microsoft does have a dividend yield sitting at 0.74%, a payout ratio of almost 26%, and a 5-year growth rate in their dividends of 10.20%. So they are growing their dividends at a really nice pace. And they have been growing their dividends consistently for the last 19 years in a row. And according to most analysts, then is Microsoft also a strong buy at the moment. And they are forecasting a share price of $470 within the next 12 months. And that is an upside of 16%. And overall, then is Microsoft an absolutely amazing company. They have given investors some of the biggest share returns ever seen, and they have changed the world in so many ways. It is definitely a forever dividend stock. And moving on to the second company on my list, and here we have one that I don't think a lot of you know about. It is a European company, and it is one of the largest medicine companies in the world, and that is Novo Nordisk, ticker symbol NVO. And yes, there is actually stocks outside of the US that is worth investing into, and Novo Nordisk is definitely one of them. And they currently have a market value sitting at $420 billion, and over the last 10 years, then they have given investors a return of 424%. It is basically a giant Danish medicine company selling insulin for people with diabetes. And they just released this product here, which I'm not going to try to pronounce, but it is a product that people can take to fight obesity. They are basically taking this piece of medicine here, and it does reduce their weight and does improve their overall health. It almost sounds too good to be true, but it is actually true, and they are earning a ton of money based off that product right now. Not only does it sound very good that this company right here is doing things to fight diabetes and obesity, but as long as the world's population keeps on getting more and more unhealthy, then is this company right here gonna keep on making more and more profits. And this is also a company that is known for returning a lot of money back to their shareholders, and they are also doing that in the form of dividend payments. However, dividends are somewhat new to this company, so keep that in mind as well, but it is something that they are going to continue focusing more and more on going forward. And they currently have a dividend yield sitting at 1.5%, a payout ratio of 51%, and a 5-year growth rate of 10.15%. So they have been growing their dividends at a really nice pace, and they have consistently been increasing their dividends for 4 years in a row. And according to 5 out of 6 analysts, then is Novo Nordisk also a buy at the moment. And this company right here is one of my largest positions in individual stocks, and it will continue being that way. It is an absolutely amazing company, and it is definitely a forever dividend stock. So moving on to the third forever dividend stock, and here we have Home Depot, ticker symbol HD. And this is the largest home improvement retailer in the US, and they currently have a market cap of $376 billion. And over the last 10 years, then they have given investors a return of 361%. And Home Depot is a company that is known to give a lot of money back to their shareholders, and they are doing that in the form of dividends. So let's just have a look at their dividend statistics. And they currently have a dividend yield sitting at 2.4%, a payout ratio sitting at 56%, and a 5-year growth rate in their dividends of 15.20%. And that is a growth rate that is really hard to beat. It is definitely one of the highest growing dividend stocks out there. And they have also been increasing their dividends for the last 14 years in a row. And most analysts, they have an average share price for Home Depot of $375 within the next 12 months. And that is an upside of 3.5%. And they have currently listed Home Depot as a moderate buy. And Home Depot is an absolutely amazing company that is paying out some great dividends. And they have been able to increase their dividends at a really fast pace. It is definitely a forever dividend stock. And moving on to the fourth company on my list of forever dividend stocks, and here we have PepsiCo, ticker symbol PEP. And this is a company that doesn't need much of an introduction, but it is a global food and beverage company that does include some very well-known brands like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Tropicana, Quaker Foods, and many others. And they currently have a market cap sitting at $226 billion. And during the last 10 years, then the share price has increased by more than 100%. PepsiCo is one of the most well-known dividend companies out there, and it is a staple in very many dividend investors' portfolio. So let's just take a look at their dividends and see why that is. And they currently have a dividend yield sitting just above 3%, and they have a payout ratio at 65% and a 5-year growth rate in their dividends of 6.40%. But most importantly, then they have been increasing their dividends for the last 51 years in a row, and that is absolutely insane to think about. And that is officially making them a dividend king. PepsiCo is a company that always delivers. It is one of the few companies out there that has managed to increase their dividends for more than 50 years in a row. It is one of the most stable and reliable companies out there. And it is definitely a forever dividend stock. So moving on to the fifth and last forever dividend stock on my list, and this is gonna be Johnson & Johnson, ticker symbol J&J. And this is basically a company producing healthcare products and medicine. And you most likely either know some of their brands or use them on a daily basis. And they currently have a market value of $391 billion. And during the last 10 years, then they have given investors a return of 73%. However, just like PepsiCo, then is Johnson & Johnson also a staple in very many dividend investors' portfolio. And their dividends are absolutely amazing. So let's just have a look at their dividend stats. And they currently have a dividend yield sitting at 3% and a payout ratio of 45% and a 5-year growth rate in their dividends of 5.75%. But most importantly, then they have been increasing their dividends every single year for 61 years in a row. And that is completely insane to think about. That is so many years. And that does of course also make them a dividend king. Johnson & Johnson is a must-have in any dividend portfolio. It is a stock that is gonna keep on delivering. They are gonna keep on increasing that dividend every single year. And it is definitely a forever dividend stock. And these were basically my top 5 forever dividend stocks. If you have any companies you would like to add to the list, then please leave a comment below the video. Thank you for watching the video. I hope that you liked the video, and if you did, then don't forget to press the like button below and subscribe to my channel for more weekly content just like this one. See you guys in the next one.